Hello, people. I got a lot to talk about today. I'm going to just talk about this stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a long show because I'll be honest with you, I'm really worn out from all this crazy shit going on. Uh, I'm not a young guy. I'm kind of an old man, and the shit going on. I mean, it's one thing when you do not get along with other people, but it's another thing when the people you think you get along with you can't trust. And we all know who I'm going to speak about both these guys because everybody knows I'm not going to avoid it and pretend. And to my true friends out there, I'm going to tell you guys, grow a fucking set. If you know that you're being fucked over, stick up for yourself. See, this is what separates the people that are going to make it on here and the people who aren't going to make it on here. Nacasio, Nacasio, you're just an asshole, dude. Either you want to stay here, or you don't. Guys, if he has another wise ass word, he's a definite simp for FBS. Just block him. Okay. What I hate, Nacasio is what you call a phony. He comes in here and he's just a phony, and then he goes over snipping and kissing FBS ass. Those are the guys I'm talking about, people. Those are the guys that give all the issues here. And you guys see I've been working hard on getting my content together. And when you can't trust the people, you know how many times, first let's talk about JC. Do you know how many? Yes, JC, I'm going to talk about you. And I know what you said this morning, JC. I hear everything. Okay? You weren't speaking for Gene Barillo last night. You were speaking against Gene Barillo. So what you did last night totally made no sense. I've had people come on these channels right here and tell me, Lee, this guy is boring. Don't have him on your show. Get rid of him. Are you guys hearing me okay right now? Hey, let me know at the bottom there if I'm coming in better now. Unfucking believable. It figures. Okay, so JC, you come on my show, I treat you like a friend. Never badmouth you to anybody, ever, to nobody. It just hasn't happened. I've had people tell me not to bring you in here because you're boring and you hold the show down. But out of loyalty, I bring you in here. And I even go out of my way and tell people you're my friend. And then the first time that you went on the other show, I didn't say nothing. But you were bad mouthing me there. And then over a period of time, you were coming into my account and other accounts with your troll accounts. You have many troll accounts. You go into FBS's show, you go into my show, you go into everybody's show with a bunch of troll accounts. And you came into my account several times trolling me, and you got caught by my trolls. My trolls. That sounds kind of funny. My trolls are better than your trolls. Well, anyway, they knew that you were in here, and they told me. Then one of them came to me and said, you know what, Lee? They said, this guy is trolling you. He's attacking you with his trolls. And I still didn't listen to them. And you still kept doing what you were doing. Being a man means that you have some loyalty and you got balls, but you have no balls. And then you gave some bad answers this morning. Very bad answers. If you think that you're representing and sticking up for Gene Barillo, you're not. You look like an idiot. And you just did it out of pure jealousy. You know why? Because you've been doing this for a long time. You've been doing this show for a long time. Your own show. It's never gotten off the ground. It's never going to get off the ground. You know why? Because you don't have the it factor. You don't have it. And you never will have it. But you know something? I had a lot of things coming up and I had a lot of plans for you because you were always loyal to me. But so what did you do? You decided that you were going to go to Tony and his little buddy there. I don't even want to mention that other dude's name. So you went to them. So here's what, JC. Good luck with them. Enjoy yourself with them. You made your decision. Everybody's seen what you did last night. You know how many people contacted me within the last 24 hours about how treacherous you are and how ugly it looked? So many people. And yet you still did it. You know, I can understand if there was a reason. And then you lied. You said that the reason you did it was because you didn't know what one day to the next who I was feuding with. I haven't been feuding with nobody but the usual people for quite a while now. Okay, guys, get rid of Ant Manipulator. Please. Okay, so JC, and listen, usually I let people talk, but when you come in here like making up lies and saying shit, I'm gonna block you out. You can tell me I'm a dickhead, you can tell me I'm a fat fuck, I don't care. But when you go and start hitting below the belt, you gotta go. Okay, so 133 in here right now. Okay, let's get back to JC. We'll talk to him about him. So listen, guys, I had a lot of things planned for JC. I got some big stuff coming up. And I'm going to be working for other people also with big studios, with a big studio. And he basically screwed himself out of working with me at all. So JC, congrats. I hope that Tony and you, maybe you can go driving around with Tony in his car. He isn't, well, just when that next time he gets out in California, he'll pick you up. No, so you take care, my man. Don't come back here wanting to come on my show and stuff. You know, when you get to the point of I'm watching some of these fucking okay. 1 second. Hello. Yeah. Why do you keep calling me over and over? Okay, go to hell. Okay. Someone just called me up and said, "Don't talk about JC. He's my friend." You see what I mean? And this is what the trolls. They had a local number. So that shows you how troll he is. JC, you brought this on yourself. And if you attack me, dude, you're going to lose all relationship with Gene Barillo. All. So you do what you got to do, kid, whatever the fuck you want to be called. Have fun. Okay, let's move on to the next guy. Now, the next guy, he's the worst. And I'm going to tell you why. And I know you're going to jump on here and you called me 6 o'clock this morning, wake me out of my sleep to tell me to bullshit to me, dude, you betrayed your friends. You literally betrayed your friends last night. What did you do? Everybody knows. You're on a show with us that's got a shitload of people in it. You're texting to another show and you jump off and you wind up on that show that's bashing the shit out of me and MB. And you say you're our friend? I don't want nothing to do with you no more, dude. Tom Lavecchia. I mean, can you make this shit up, people? You know what it's like right now? It's like that side's the Democrats and they stick together and we're the fucking Republicans and we can't stick together. That's what it's like right now. We can't stick together? So that's what's happening right now, people. And I don't have to calm down. This is my show. I can take a shit on my show. Tony shits and piss in his car, so why can't I take a shit? I like when people tell me to calm down. Okay, let me get rid of this number, people. See, people, they hate That's JC. That's what a troll is, people. That's a troll. JC is a troll. So watch these accounts in here and see if he comes in here, please. JC has officially become a troll. He's no longer a person with a show. So he'll be trolling these channels now because no one goes to his channel. Okay. So, Tom, why would you, I don't know if you got drunk last night and just took off, but why would you be in a room with people from your neighborhood, Italian men from New York, people who are supposed to be like you, and you fuck over your own paisans? I'm talking about Vinny. I'm talking about Joe. And I'm talking, and then Ryan the other day goes running over to fucking FBI. What the fuck, man? What happened to the Italian men in this country? Have they become feminized? Or have they become like full of woke now? What happened to the Italian men? When I was growing up in Brooklyn, Italian men were tough guys. But not no more. And then when an Italian man gets attacked, he won't stand up for himself. He will not stand up for himself. This is where we are. And I've been saying this, and I wasn't going to say anything about this, and I've been saying this for a while. I love the Italian culture. Whether you like Angel Gotti or not, Angel Gotti's more of an Italian man than the fucking Italian men. I hate to say it, but it's the truth. Guys, if you're an Italian man and you get fucking attacked and betrayed by another Italian man, what would have happened in the old days in Brooklyn if that happened? Now it's like, oh, I forgive you. We could be friends tomorrow. No, that's it, dude. I ain't gonna be your friend. You do your own show, because you've been behind the scenes here doing toxic shit to your so-called friends. Real toxic shit. And then 2 days ago, you're dropping chats in you're dropping messages in FBS's room. You know, you come out of the blue. There you. So you want to be friends with everybody, Tom. You want to be friends with the people that did brutal things to you. You want to be friends that wish death on your baby. You want to be friends with people that said horrible shit, the most horrible shit that could be said to you. So, and Rolly, if you don't like it, think it's political, bye-bye. No, I'm not dropping your link, Tom. I'm done with you, man. You go do your thing. You're not going to ever show up in my channel again. I'm not going to answer your calls. We're done. And here's the difference between me and those other guys. I'm cutting ties with you. Okay? I'm not bringing you up here to argue or debate with you. You ain't worth coming in my show. You go in your show. You do what you think. You go pay to have Sammy come on your show. You go pay those guys. So you got something that us other guys that bust our ass don't have: money. So you go buy your interviews and stuff. You should leave these other people alone. You shouldn't be around here with these people if you're going to keep betraying them. You upset your friends last night. They were really all upset. Joe shut his show down. You upset him so bad. So no, you're going to take your beating from me right now. You're not going to come up here and try to hustle me and tell me, oh yeah, we're going to work this out. No, there's no working it out, Tom. You know what you did. You're not even man enough. You'll come up here and make an excuse. What you need to do is apologize to people. You need to go and apologize to these fucking men that you fucked over last night. See, people, look at that. That's troll. That's the other shithead, JC, having his trolls calling me. That's it, right there. A bunch of tough guys. It's like, you think JC would have... Here's what JC did last night. I sent him some texts when he was on, and I said, JC, why are you on right now doing this shit? I said, I thought you were my friends. You know what he did? He blocked me. He blocked me and continued talking about me. He continued lying like he was representing Gene Barillo. He is so jealous. JC calling Tom a drunk. Yep, this is what they do. And they all, Captain, you're absolutely right. JC was calling Tom a drunk. And what happens? Oh, and let's get something straight, Tom. That whole fucking, that time I put that fucking newspaper thing out and I got blamed for it, you sent it to me. You sent it to me. And I fell for it. It's not going to happen no more. You're a troublemaker, dude. You're not a nice man. We can agree to, I went on to defend myself. We get no bullshit. You went on there to kiss. You have a wrench in that room, Tom. You have a wrench. You're supposed to be the most sophisticated man on here. You're supposed to be the guy with the money, the guy that was what that gets these big numbers, supposedly get these big numbers. That's who you're supposed to be. But are you? No. Tom, what you need to do is not defend yourself. You need to go apologize to your friends. That's what you need to do. I'm not your friend, so you don't have to apologize to me. Lee, 2 days ago, we were agreeing with Tom that content creators who focus on feuding will fade away. I think you were right to agree to focus on the substance rather than feuding. Yes. So Tom's talking about let's concentrate on that and let it fade away. But here he is behind the scenes doing all this shit to people. And Tom, do you understand? You went on a show last night that was brutalizing your friends. And it wasn't because you went on to fight for your friends. You were so worried about you. You were worried about what was going to happen to you. And this is one time I got to agree with Angel Gotti. She said that you were the biggest of all the dirtbags. So you can go do what you want now. You know, people, a lot of other things happened last night that I'm not going to talk. Joe can talk about other things that happened last night. But there was a lot of fucked up things that happened. I'm going to say what I have to say today, and I'm going to tell these other content makers. This goes for FBS. This goes for Angel. I'm done fighting with you guys. So now I'm putting you guys on notice. If you want to say shit about me today, go ahead and say it. But this shit's got to stop because we all look like a bunch of fucking jokes right now. This is like a joke. That's it. I've been trying to put out content, and now it's like, you know, you hope this feuding goes away, and it's bigger than ever. It's all over the place. You know, it's like, is this what we're going to do? Is this who we are? We're not capable of doing content, so we fight with each other. We let some fucking moron come in that all he can do is fight. We have a couple people out there that's it. That's only ability they do have is to fight. And I know I'm not talking about you, FBS, because you actually do have some content ability, but you don't want to use it because it's more profitable for you to fight. I'm talking about the fucking guy in the car and his fucking Batman and Robin, or is it Batgirl and Batgirl? What the fuck? Who gives a shit? What jokes, man? Do you realize that guy's been going on every day doing videos about me trying to provoke fights? Do you realize this man goes into people's back of their lives and tries to find things about them, tries to find out what their wives look like and stuff? Would anybody do that to him? I know I wouldn't. I mean, is this what you're doing now? You're going, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, let's just tear people's their lives apart. Hey, most of us people in here, I hate to break the news to you, fucked up in our lives. A lot of fucking criminals in here, man. Fucking, there's so many felonies in the chat room right now. We could start a prison system. That's how many fucking felons are in here right now. That's how many felons are in the other chat rooms too. You know, it's not like we're all like good people here. We all fucked up. It's how are we now? That's what it comes down to. Watch what you say. No, bullshit. Dude, nothing personal, Harvard. I'm saying what I feel. I'm not saying anything. I'm not threatening nobody. I'm saying what I feel. Now, if I come in here threatening people, I don't threaten people. Because you know why? If I met any of these guys and they're not going to do nothing to me and I'm not going to do nothing to them. This is all like a big YouTube. We're a bunch of fucking YouTube tough guys. That's what it is. Everybody running around acting like badasses. And most of us aren't. I'm too old to be a fucking badass. Maybe at one time I was a little bit of a badass. But now I'm just too old to be a fucking badass. I'll be a badass with a fucking multiple heart attack. Ugh. He does. He does a lot of shit behind the scenes. He does a lot of shit behind the scenes. And you got to fess up to it, Tom. I mean, why would you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes? You have a pretty good life. You got children coming. You got a beautiful family. You got a beautiful wife. Why would you be the way you are? Why would you get fucking drunk at night and fucking go in other chat rooms talking shit about your friends that you just left? Maybe you got a drinking problem. That's what you should look into. Tom would do anything or say anything for views. I lost much. See, that's what it is, Tom. You don't realize how much respect you lost in the last couple days. I have a lot of people. I don't give a shit about the respect thing, but people that come in my chat room and stuff, we're pretty much, they've always been there for me from the very beginning. And then I get new people coming in. But you know, you think that not everybody sees what's going on. People are not stupid here. They're not stupid. You know, do you know how many people, Tom? Let me explain this to you, Tom. I've had at least 25 people contact me today in reference of what you did yesterday. For JC, I had 2 people get it. No one really cares about JC. JC doesn't care about JC because he wouldn't have done what he did yesterday. So JC, you can call me with all your trolls and shit. You could do whatever you want. Anything you want to do, you can do. But I can guarantee you, in the end, you're going to be the loser. So you decide which direction you're going to take. Because if you fuck with me, dude, I will make people make choices. Just so you know that. You take that, put it underneath your cap, and think about what I mean by that. And I'm very serious. Because this 61-year-old man might be 61, but I'll guarantee you, JC, I'm 10 times motherfucking tougher than you. I don't go with troll accounts. I don't have one troll account. Like, you'll hear that shit. Oh, Lee has accounts. No, Lee doesn't. The people that say that are a bunch of fucking, they're just a bunch of losers. I have a hard time getting my internet to work proper. And people saying I'm having troll accounts. No, this ain't a good look for Tom. And, you know, but what are we going to do? Are we going to not call him out on it? How long are we going to let this happen? We're going to like make up with him and it's going to happen again? Tom is trying to, no, Tom isn't trying to diffuse. Tom has diffused other situations already. And they all started up again. Here's what's going to happen. People are going to be attacking me, and we know who, the retarded guy from Ohio, are going to be attacking me in the name of Tom. They're going to be talking about my family. They're going to be saying horrible things about my children. You name it. That's what they do. Because they're not capable of using their intelligence. What they think is that if you can, anybody can be a motherfucker and go look for people's past and do shit. They don't think I could do that. I could do that shit too. You know how much shit I got? I get all the time on my emails from people, all the fucking time. I had this one guy who's very popular on these channels. I get so much negative shit on this fucking poor bastard. All the time. So many people hate his fucking guts. And you know what I do? I send him an email and say, you know what? People are sending me shit on you, dude. I let him know. I don't like this shit. I can go out and fucking put it all over the place, make his life miserable. Then he can make my life miserable. But that's not what real people do. That's not what real men look. Look, these fucking retards are still calling me. You see that? From phone number 806 482 4622. That's 806 482 4622. Please put that number down in the chat room. Matter of fact, guys, why don't you fucking jam that number up? Let's teach them a lesson. Okay, let's give them some calls. Okay, let's wait 1 second. Let me put that number down here. We'll play a little game with him. He wants to play a game, so let's play a game with him. Okay, 1 second, people. Here's the number he's calling from: 806 482 4622. He just called from that, and now that's after he just changed his number. So, you know, every time he calls me from the number and he changes his number, people, I'm going to put it in the chat room. Just call him. Say hi to him. Sorry, that's a mistake. I didn't try to call you NB. Okay, we got 215 people in the room. Thank you guys for being here. Canarsie, dude, let him defend himself. No. I'm done defending, dude. How many times are you going to let someone defend themselves? How many times are they going to tell you that they didn't mean to do it or that I took it the wrong way? How can you take something like that the wrong way? People, am I mistaken? Did I see something last night that all you guys seen? Did you guys witness that last night? Did you witness him in a chat room with over 200 people and him just disappear? And then 5 minutes later, he was on another channel that was bad-mouthing me, Joe, Vinny. This other channel was bad-mouthing us. And then he said that he was there defending us. No, I'm sorry. He said he went in there for himself. But they weren't saying nothing about him. They were saying it about Vinny. They were saying it about me. And they were saying it about Joe. That's who they were talking about. And of course, MB. $10. Tom has been fishing for subs since his partner left him. He will do anything for a sub. Great show, Lee. Angry Sig, thank you. Hey, listen, people, I don't want to do a show like this. I don't want to get over 200 subs. I'll be totally honest with you, for a show attacking like this. But when I got up this morning, I was like, what am I going to do? You know, I put this up last night. I was going to take it down. I was going to, you know, I started getting upset yesterday and I was going to take it down. And I'm not talking about any issues I might have with iLight. Okay. iLight and I, we went at it. End of fucking story. Okay. He said what he wanted to say. I said what I want to say. I wish him the best. I hope he doesn't go to jail. Whatever. They change their numbers again, people. What a fucking retard. Okay. I'm going to read some of your marks. Okay, David, you know, I don't know where you're coming from, man, but you don't seem to put remarks like this up when you're in FBS's room. And we let you come here, but you never question them about anything over there. But here you seem to be full of questions. What is that all about? Hey, JZ, welcome back. I'm glad that you got in. JC got blocked a while back. He sent me an email, asked me to unblock him. So that's what we do, you know, and give people second chances. You know how many chances I gave Tom? Over and over and over again. And Tom might be pissed, Tom. You can do a show. You can go on Vinny's show. personally, if they let you go on their shows, they're stupid. The best thing for anybody to do here is cut ties. That's it. How many times are you going to be fucked over? Do you know who's scheduled to come on my show today? Ryan. You know, Ryan that went into FBS's room 2 days ago. And I had no problem with him going to talk to FBS, but he could barely talk. He didn't seem like he was aggressive or putting up good questions. He was just sitting there like a mummy. But he was supposed to be on this show today. I was supposed to talk with, it was supposed to be just me and him. This is how you should treat people that fuck you over. No more Mr. Nice Guy, no more, you know, I'll give you an example. I found out that Tom met Joe in October. I was under the assumptions that they knew each other for a long time. No. Tom, you came here and you started knowing everybody once fucking Panisi dropped your ass. And that was an ugly breakup. That should have sent everybody a message. If you can't get along with John Panisi. So you want to come here and you want to, subs and, I'm trusting you and talking to you. Like I'm thinking you're a professional and I'm talking to you and asking you what I can do with my channel to make it better. And we're having really good talks. And then it's like, you don't care. You go and do this. And there's no coming back from this one, Tom. None. You might think there might be. And you know what? I know Joe's in this chat room right now. He might not be in here on his regular name. Most likely, I don't know. Maybe they're on. Who knows? And I know they feel the same way that I feel. But here's the difference, guys. You feel this way, but are you going to stick with it? Are you going to be hustled again? How many times are you going to be hustled? Right now, represent the Italian men they need the way they need to be, An old Italian, when I was growing up in Brooklyn, I'm about to talk about 1992. An Italian guy, you do something like this to him, he'll punch your fucking lights out. Now they want to shake your hands and give you a hug and say, I forgive you. It's okay, you fucked me over. You have an Italian guy who brutally had his wife attacked, his child attacked, and everything attacked. Everything that he loves in his life was brutally attacked, and he was in the chat room with the people doing it last night. Think about that. You can't make this shit up. Charlie Richards, Tom tried to refuse today because he thinks he could profit from it. I don't know. God bless Lenny Murphy Westies. Hey, listen, guys, I do not feel good doing this to Tom or saying this stuff about JC. I feel very bad about it. Very, very bad about it. But how much are we supposed to take here? How much bullshit are we supposed to take? You can only go so far with this shit. And people don't want to speak up and defend themselves. That's it. People, if you see Tom on my show again, or JC, I want you to unsub from me. Please. Unsub from me. Because I don't deserve you guys. If I'm up here talking all this shit today, and then they're back in my life, unsub from me. I'm begging you. Because my show should just end. Definition, can't say it better. Of course you spoke to Vinny, and Vinny probably said, okay, I forgive you. Because you're taking advantage of Vinny's kindness. That's why. You didn't come in courtesy. You came in courtesy. Look what you did last night, dude. There's no courtesy about it. You don't get, it's not like you did it once. You did it 3 times. We all forgive. I forgave Tony twice. Tony and I, we got along, and then he would start talking about me on a show. I would get a hold of Tony, and Tony would say, well, I do it for views. I go, okay, Tony, if That's what we want to do. But when came to the third time and he was talking about my brother, that was it. You'll never see me talk to Tony again. Same thing with FBS. One time, maybe two times. But then FBS and I realized one thing. We don't like each other. And we ain't never going to get along. We're never going to say we forgive each other. He's going to hate my fucking guts. I'm going to hate his guts. That's it. And I can't say that about Angel because I don't hate Angel. I really don't hate Angel at all. Okay. I can honestly say that. I will stand up against her and she'll stand up against me. But I don't hate her. But we'll never be friends. Never. You did the same thing, Lunchbox. Yeah, this ain't a pot calling kettle black. Joey Frax. See, Joey, we allow you to say what you want in here. Ex-Canarsie, wasn't he saying Ryan made himself look bad? Ryan really did make himself look bad, people, and it's too bad. Ryan seems like a nice guy. He's a family man. He has a couple kids. I don't know why he did that. It did not look good. And it's not the fact that he went on there. It's the fact that he went on there and didn't look good. That's what the problem is. He had the nerve to tell me he wanted drama. That's why he made a piece and fake homeless man who threatened his wife and kids. Exactly. He threatened his wife and kids. Wow, there's some toxicity in this chat. Please be a little more respectful, people. Actually, David's right. Yeah, let's unless people get out of control, especially the mods, if they get out of control, that's one thing. Let people speak their piece, please. I would like to see what goes on. Oh, Davis Dean, you cannot imagine what goes on behind the scenes. The shits that done, the things, the horrible things that are done. You can't even imagine it. You know, being on these channels, it's not easy doing this. It's pretty brutal. I mean, there's horrible things. You guys only see the tip of the iceberg. You don't see everything that happens behind the scenes. When I come on here tomorrow, I'm going to do a mafia show, our true crime. That's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to get what I want to say out of the way. I already know what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Two things. One is going to be about Castellano. And another one's going to be about two guys that just went to prison. That's what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. But today I'm going to get this off my chest and move on. If people want to attack me tonight, have a fucking blast. Because as soon as I'm done here, I'm turning this off, and that's that. I'm going to go work on my website. Lee, why are you cutting so many times? You are only have Joe Bay. Why, Dylan? Because you don't have many friends in this life. What do you think? That you have a bunch of friends? This is YouTube. We don't even know each other. We don't sit in the same room. Very few people sit in the same room. Can you imagine showing up? You know, according to people, if you showed up at my house, I would be on welfare, on food stamps, on drugs, and I would have no car. But if you showed up here, you would understand that I pay almost $1,000 a month rent, that I have a pretty nice car. I don't take pain meds, and I live in a very nice place. That's really who I am. But other people explain it. So you think I'm some fat, fucking doped out old man. And it's the fat part might be true, but I'm not. Do I look doped out, people? Right now, I wish I had something to take. I wish I could smoke a joint, do something right now. But see, that's what they do. They bring you down. They want to make you as low as you could be. And we don't know how people live. We'll pull up under a house. I know like one person here that talks about their great life, but if you've seen where they lived, you'd laugh. You know, that's just it. Keyboard warriors, you've had people that have been beaten down their whole life. And now they're like, wow, I got this computer and I could be a tough guy. That's what's happening. You have your tough guys in real life and on here, and then you have a bunch of guys that aren't tough, but they're tough behind a keyboard. In reality, I'll give you an example. Remember when Damien used to be on? Would any of us really fight with Damien into his face? Think about that. Would any of us really go up to Gene Barillo and fight with him to his face? It'd be like committing suicide. It would be stupid. Two very tough, unhinged men. And yet, we'll go after them. Do you think that I would say the shit that I used to say to Damien to his face? Honestly. He could choke me out in a second. He could brutally beat me down like a bitch. That's the reality of it. I would never say any of this shit to his face. Sometimes, distance and keyboards and being where you are, it's a whole different ballgame, people. And this is what we got. Even Joe. I bet you people wouldn't say shit to Joe's face. Or Vinny. But they're tough when they're talking shit about him. Let's put it this way. If we took FBS and if we took Joe and we put them in a room together, just them two, and you had to go to Las Vegas and bet on that fight, who's coming out of that room? One for Joe, two for FBS. Okay. We just had to put a little fun into that. Sylvia Danto, take it easy, Lee. We don't shoot Western here. Well, I am in Texas, Silvio. Actually, I'm outside of Amarillo. This is as west as you can get. This is literally like the town I live in is the Cowboys are still here. This is a western town. A matter of fact, you see people riding horses up and down the street here all the time. I never thought as a New York City boy that I'd be living in a town like this, but I am. I'm going to try to catch up here, people, and read some of these remarks. Lee, you have no compassion for those playmates who suffered busted tailpipes. Okay. Why? I don't get that, Florida, but it's funny. Okay. FBS just said he would never stop the drama. It pays his bills. Hey, at least he's telling us, at least he's being truthful about it. He's telling us how it is. If that's what he wants to do, his show's not going to go very far. But if that's what he wants to do, YouTube is I think YouTube might be more dangerous than the WWF because it's only a matter of time before one moron on here does something to somebody. I guarantee you something's going to happen. Somebody's going to live near another person and something bad's going to happen. I can tell you, I know the story of these two ex-gangsters, right? One of them lived in Queens, right? Or Brooklyn, no, Queens. And so he was insulting another gangster. These guys were both rats. So rat number two text gangster number one and said, if you say another fucking thing about me, I'm going to come over your house at night like a fucking ninja. And that's it. I'm not going to tell you who the two gangsters were, but that's a true story. So they know who they are. Okay, let's see. Lee has more trolls on his side. It would be wise to start They don't understand that, Maximilian. They don't understand that. For some reason, my daughter, she loves me very dearly, and she brought her Troll Nation army with her. The reality is, if it wasn't for her, I might not even be on here. They probably would have took me out a long time ago, or my show would have just died. So trolls are valuable. And if people think trolls aren't valuable, MRE is a troll. He admits to you he's a troll, but he also has over 4,000 subs now. But he'll tell you he's a troll. You cannot be on these shows in any genre without having troll friends. You have to have them. So if any of you guys are planning on starting shows, don't ever go on and take on the trolls. Make friends with certain trolls. Because if you don't, you're dead. You're not going to survive a troll attack over and over and over again. And that's just it. They slow things down. I mean, you don't think the troll attack on FBS has damaged him? Or on me? They damage us. These troll attacks really damage us. Whether they have 100 viewers. Look at John Wolf. John Wolf's a troll. Without a doubt, John Wolf's a troll. He'll put out his videos. And John Wolf, one thing I respect about John Wolf, he'll go after anybody. John Wolf wakes up one day and goes, I'm going to go after Lee today. And this could be after he sent me an email and he said hi to me. The next fucking day, he puts out a video on me. So a lot of trolls don't have friends. They just go after who they feel like that day. That's a troll. So let's not pretend trolls aren't valuable. They're very valuable. The stronger your troll army is, the better chance you have of surviving. It's that simple. 212 now. Guys, please like this video if you are in here. If you don't like the video, hit don't like. Sure, YouTube won't show it because now we're a bunch of pansies and we get our feelings hurt. They can't handle the thumbs down. JC is a hypocrite. He bragged about talking to Hootie's ex-wife when he was beefing with him. And now he calls Stacks a scumbag. You know something? Great point, Sit Down Syndrome podcast. It makes me really wonder about this whole thing between Stacks and JC. You hit it right in the head. At least when Stacks did shit to me, he does it to my face. JC was coming in here with troll accounts and attacking me in my during my chat. He would be attacking me. And then my other trolls would get a hold of me and say, hey, JC's in here attacking you with other troll accounts. Just like that. So I'll get some calls tonight and stuff because he got his little feelings hurt. But instead of being a man and calling me on the phone, like I did with him last night, he'll use trolls because he can't face it. He won't face it. He'd rather just be what he is. Lee, nice to see you leading the pack. Jeff, you're more than welcome to hop in here anytime you want. I love Jeff. Jeff's doing a great job with his show. Without a doubt. Jeff's a little pot, he likes to stir the pot from behind the scenes himself. Now he's going to get mad at me and call me and say, Lee, why the fuck did you say that? But I say that in a loving way. Tom thinks he's a level above, but will always deny. Yeah, he does. Oh my gosh. He's a snob. Do you think, without a doubt, he's a snob? Yeah, without a doubt. Private number. I'm not answering that. Hold on. Hello.
Lee, how are you?
Yes. What's going on?
What the fuck?
I just wanted you to call me, and it worked.
Listen.
What?
Drop a link. I'll come on in a couple of minutes.
Okay, bye. Now that was Jeff. Jeff called me and says, "What the fuck, Lee?" But people can say what they want about Jeff, but Jeff calls me and asks me how I'm doing. He's decent. If I piss him off, he tells me he'll call me up and tell me I'm pissing him off. So that's why, and people know me and Jeff, we've had our fun over the last year, but at least he is who he is. I'm going to put up an invite. I could let you guys in, but I got to see who you are. Jeff, that invite's there whenever you want to jump in. Oh, I like this one. Lavecchia. Rodney, listen. You're there with, you got a picture there. You're standing there with two beautiful young ladies. Why would you be talking about Vagisil? Is something going on bad in your life? John Napolitano, how you doing? You don't need to be badass. You have talent to do shows. I told you that before. Content subjects we learn, forget all about the people who are doing this for money, and you do good shows when you focus. You know what? John has been one of my most loyal followers. Because he's very honest with me. When he sees me going in the wrong direction, John Napolitano tells me. So he's always very straight with me. I don't hear from him too much unless he has something to say to me. Jesse, are you still cool with Pasha Morris? I don't know did Jesse answer that? Pasha hates me. Pasha has a little, well, I'm not going to talk about her. We all know about Pasha. MTR pays bombs to blow up innocent. Dude, is that the IRA remark? Really? I watched Tom say, said nothing wrong. He offered to be peacemaker between them, Vinny, and Bay Eighth, which is good thing. No, no, because it's not the truth. And listen to this. He wants to make peace between Tom and Vinny and him. But did he ever mention me in that? My supposed friend? Mm-mm. Jeff Nadu is doing great shows. He's putting up. It's like somebody said that he reads cue cards. So fucking what if he reads cue cards? First of all, I don't know if it's true, but so what? You put a card up in front of you and you read it. You write down, say, your research and stuff, and you read it. It makes sense. What are you supposed to pretend that you know how to, that you remember everything in your head? Of course, people write notes and look and when they're talking about people. If I was going to do what Jeff Nadu did, I would fucking use cue cards without a doubt if I was able to. I could totally be honest with you. Talking about Jeff, here he is.
Hey, Lee.
Jeff,
Glad you put that comment up. First of all,
Thank
I don't read from cue cards. I'm looking right at the camera, slightly above where I am. I don't need fucking cue cards. I do it off the top. See this big ass head here, Lee? With the wig? It's full of info, pal. I don't use fucking cue cards.
But let me tell you something. But so what if you did?
Well, you're right. It wouldn't matter.
I mean, if someone say you're bringing someone up and you're going to research on them, and then you write it down and you put it up in front of you.
Right.
People do it all the time.
Sure.
They don't think that like OC Shorts and people like that might do that.
Yeah, I just feel like I want to know the knowledge, and I feel best when it just comes straight from the top of my head. And I do have some notes, but it's really just there for reference if I need it.
You're gonna at the age now where you're gonna start forgetting things.
See, the thing, Lee. I have mastered in my personal life starting to eat better and making sure my mind doesn't go, exercising. That was my main problem for that little pillow fight I had. I don't want to get hit too hard in the head. Now, I didn't ultimately get hit hard in the head, but I don't want to lose what I have up here. It's the strongest thing I have.
Talking about that, Jeff, I seen some pictures when you were at your largest. You deserve a lot of fucking credit for the amount of weight. Did it without surgery?
Correct.
Wow. It's
Yeah.
not easy because
Lee, I
you
could
know
barely walk a quarter of a mile when I started. Now I run 2 miles a day every day. 250 push-ups. Like yeah, I did it all naturally, 100%.
did you feel like you were dying?
Yeah, I felt really bad. I was in a bad low point in my life. And I realized I didn't want to be 40, 50 years old with a weight problem. And I feel totally different. Reborn. I have passion. I wake up happy. So yeah, feel good.
You should do an hour show on that.
Yeah, I thought about it. I definitely should.
But at one time, I'm still a big guy, but I was a lot bigger, believe it or not.
Yeah,
People,
I heard that. You were saying at one point you were like 500 pounds.
500 pounds. Yep. And,
Wow.
according to FBS, I'm 400 now, but I'm well below that. But
Couldn't be
anyway,
talking to anybody about weight.
yeah, exactly. But what I did is I had the surgery. It saved my life.
Yeah, good for you. And listen, I think, surgery is a lifesaver for a lot of people. Because remember, Lee, they're not going to give you the surgery if you can't, lose some weight on your own. So,
Well, the first time, you have to lose
yeah,
a certain amount of weight for 6 months in a row, or their insurance company won't cover it.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. But what happened though, the first time remember the Atkins diet when it was real big
Right.
I lost 200 pounds, got into great shape and stuff. But the problem with that is when you start eating carbs again, it's like you're shooting heroin into your veins. You
Right.
can't stop, and you gain back more weight than you lost.
Yeah, I think the biggest detriment to most people, they don't seem to understand, it's not, drugs or whatever. It's sugar, things like that. I mean, that's slowly killing you, and I eliminated sugar from my diet. I don't eat it much at all anymore, and it's done a lot for me.
That's why you were able to get when you were at your heaviest. If someone told you that you were going to go in a boxing ring like that, what would you have said?
I'd have laughed. I'd have told them they're crazy.
You would never have thought that was going to happen.
No, because I could like most people can't throw a punch for 10, 15 seconds. I couldn't do it for 5 probably. So like for me, no. And that's the reason I did the fight, Lee. I don't care if I won or lost. I got paid a whole hell of a lot, and I did something I never thought I would do. So like it was a great memory. I'll remember it for my whole life, So
who do you like
Lee,
in the
Lee, let me say one other thing. The thing that people don't realize about that fight, for 14 hours after that fight, I was trending on Twitter. Out of 10 topics throughout the entire country, I was number 7. My name, Jeff Nadu. That does wonders for your promotion, your credibility, your ability to create a follower base. So that's big for me as well.
Well, I put up that little prank that they pulled on you, and I got 3,000 views off of it. Thank you.
The thing about that prank, Lee, it was all part of the lead up to the fight. But I will tell Jerry this, and I've told him this after the fight. They definitely got me on that for sure. Like I was sure it was like somebody truly, and they did a good job with it. I told them that.
So someone's saying that Tom went straight to FBS's show. Does that surprise you, people? We got 219 in the house, 213 now. I'm going cutting ties in general. If you can't get along with these people, just end the conflict. Yes. You know what, Jeff? And that's what I'm doing. I'm not going to have these people in my chat room no more. This is why I have a lot of respect for Jeff. Jeff stays out of the bullshit, and he gets attacked just as hard as anybody. And
you know what I learned over the years?
Gift.
Given most of these fucking rejects, any sort of press, I'm just not going to do it. They're not on my level. They're nowhere near what I'm doing. Lee, I'm telling you right now, I told you this behind the scenes. Do I look like I'm fucking around right now? I'm going to tell you something. As I've told my subscribers, I am working on something fucking huge, and it's going to put all this shit we're doing on here to fucking bed. So stay tuned. Lee, I've got something going on. So I got you.
Yes.
Wait for everybody that hates me. They're going to really hate me real soon.
I want to answer this troublemaker right here. Nacasio. I probably said that wrong, but I tried. There's no coming back if Leo is emailing content creator tips to instigate. I don't do that. Let me tell you one thing about people that email people stuff are stupid because people will bring those emails out. You won't see me do that. The only person I've ever emailed, and it wasn't in a bad way, would probably be Canarsie. That's it. And it wasn't in a bad way. I don't do emails like that. I'll maybe write one sentence. Are you big on sending people emails where they can come back and haunt you?
No. Listen, that's the biggest problem that most of these people have. Lee, you know what people do to make fun of me? They bring up pictures when I was 340 pounds. I'm 213 pounds now. That's what you're doing? You're grasping for straws. I've been made fun of from people for years on the internet. That's what happens when you go on the internet, Lee. My head is, I don't give a shit. It doesn't bother me. Look at this guy, the Sit Down Syndrome podcast. That's basically insinuating that I have Down syndrome. Look at that picture. That's like a stolen still of when I was 300 plus pounds. It's funny. Whatever. I don't care.
Thank you for the $1.99. Yeah, you're going to get
$1.99. Wow. Really hit you in the wallet there, didn't you, pal?
Hey, but you know something? You're right, though, because I'll get a lot of these Lee Cole's mole and all
Yeah.
that shit. I laugh at them. I mean, how mad can
Lee,
you get?
think about this. Think about this for just a second. Most of these individuals doing this are grown men in their 40s and 50s. They take a time out of your day to care about you. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? Hey, can I address one of these comments? What are 2 things you would do to lose 25 or 30 pounds? Well, you should get out and do something every day, whether it's just walking or getting out in the fresh air, and stop eating after 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Stop your eating. You let your body digest your food. Don't go to bed on a full stomach. You can't go to bed after you eat late.
That's easy to say. You know what I did right before I started this show? I ran to the next town over and got some Chinese food, and it's sitting in my microwave. And I'm thinking about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock tonight. It's going to take me 2 hours to, Chinese food. You eat a little bit, you put it back,
and then you get hungry. Yeah. That's why I don't eat it. Chinese food is very full of salt, fried food. That just, it's not good for you. Terrible for you.
We have 230 people here. You see, you come in here, you're like a magnet. They come following you in.
Well, you should. Well, maybe I should sometimes share this on my channel. Sometime, maybe I'll help you out a little bit.
Redzilla, I believe you. You have Charles Manson as your. I mean, come on. How can I not believe you? Okay. So what do you got planned today on your show? Do you have anything planned?
No, I don't have any shows coming out until Saturday. The last show I did, I interviewed a guy called Jack Garcia. He infiltrated the Gambino crime family. He wrote a book. He was on 60 Minutes. Really good guy. Have a good relationship with him. And he came on and talked about his life undercover. This week, I'm going to do a show. I'm not sure yet. I have some kicking around ideas that I'm going to do. So yeah, really just keep putting out content, Lee. I kind of just try to record videos, throw them out, get people interested, exciting topics, and it works out. So.
Let's see. Angel Cozy. You know what? It's like I said, I don't hate Angel Gotti. We just don't get along. See, I can't stand FBS. So there's a difference. Okay? Big difference.
Hey, Mobland saying, Jeff, cut your hair live. Well, I don't know if I'll do it live, but I may change. We'll see. We'll see if I cut it soon. You never know.
So what did you do? Okay, so when FBS got that idea from Josie about the wig, I don't want to give him his props. What did you think about that?
I didn't know about it until you told me. I don't watch that.
And you see what you're doing right now? That's what he was doing with the wig, like that.
Well, listen, when certain people that want to make fun of me, when they would all trade their lives with me. So I don't really pay it no mind. That's all I have to say.
Carmen, Angel Gotti is John Gotti's daughter, and she's supposed to be a princess of the Godfather, but she surrounds herself with low-life people. Well, that's up to her. She could be friends with whoever she wants. It's, that's what it comes down to. But you also are entitled to your opinion. I wonder if, okay, no, come on, let's chill out. If I start pulling up Angel comments, she's going to do a whole show on me tonight. So she's going to go, Lee pulled up those comments on me. Maybe someone in the chat, but none of these creators will do anything to each other. So do you think, let me ask you this question. Do you think,
by the way, Lee, before you answer that question, at this point, have you seen me on any other shows? No. The only show I go on is Lee Cole. He moves the needle.
Well, we have 223 people here at 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern. That's a very good number. It's been that way for a while. So, I said what I had to say, and that's it.
What was your question, Lee? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, do you think eventually something bad's going to happen because of these shows, like where somebody's going to meet outside and something bad's going to happen?
Probably. I think ultimately, I hope these people just decide and remember that this is all just the internet at the end of the day. Okay. I mean, this isn't that serious. But if you notice, Lee, whether you agree with someone or you don't, it all goes back to the same. You have shows just on at the same time. All they just are talking about each other. It's just mindless content that really doesn't mean much or matter. So
I'll give you an example. Say Gunsmoke was actually brave and not a little wuss that he is, and he actually went to meet Highlight. That probably would have been the worst decision that Gunsmoke ever made. But luckily he didn't do it. So if someone like Gunsmoke that actually has a set of balls went to meet Highlight, something very bad will happen.
yeah, I think people need to really think about the things that they're saying and doing, because eventually you're right. And Lee, let's ask ourselves, do we really know some of the people that we're talking to or about or against? We don't know some of these people. Some of them could be people that you really don't be wanting to say that stuff to, and someone is going to eventually do that. And we've seen that on a lot of different mediums, whether it's on YouTube or whatever. You'll see a TikTok star get arrested for murder. It ain't worth it to me. I use this for what it is.
Yeah, you've been seeing some shit with those TikToks lately. That's getting pretty violent. TikTok.
Lee, what everyone's content, if you're a content creator, your goal, and I know this is something you're looking to do, the goal is to build a following and eventually make money off that following. I was able to do it. I'm able to do it with multiple things. The goal of my show is to come on YouTube and do that. And look at you. You're on the precipice of getting your own content platform, maybe to do some work and make some money on. Think about that. When you started all this, did you ever think you'd make it and turn it into a money opportunity for yourself?
On the 25th and the 26th of this month, there'll be a big surprise. I won't be talking about it, but it's a big surprise. And
Lee, I'm telling you right now, it is hard to get a company to pay you to do content. And if you can do that, that means something. Whether you like Lee Cole or you like whoever, if they could turn themselves into making money for themselves, that's impressive.
Well, this company actually went, and people don't want to hear this, but this company actually went and looked at all of us people and even shows with bigger numbers than me. And they actually thought that I was the best interviewer. So think about that. You could make fun of this old man and stuff, but this company is $1 million company. They made that decision. They have a lot of money behind them.
Lee, I will tell you this now, and whether you agree with my opinion or not, okay, I've been doing this a long time. I've worked for big media companies, okay? Out of all the people on the mob tube, which I don't think I'm a part of, I do something else. I think whether you like you or not, you move the needle. And that's something that there's a lot of people that don't like me, but they don't realize that I move the needle in certain things that I do. So that's why I was paid the way I was for that fight. Not everyone can do that, Lee.
Yeah,
so
well, you're just one of those people like to hate.
Yeah, which leads
you could take it.
And the good thing about the people that hate me, they all watch me more than the people that like me. So I look at it as it's a win-win for me, right?
But I don't think you're that angry big guy anymore, because when you're that big, you're angry, you're unhealthy, you want to strike out at people, and I know this. You want to strike out at people because you don't feel good.
Well, yeah, exactly. And, all this stuff now is funny for me. Like, I think sometimes people think I get mad. Like, even when I beef with you, remember on Chris's show?
Yep. Everybody remembers that.
Right. But the thing was, I'm willing at certain points to go out of my comfort zone a little bit on my own. Like, I have ethics, and I felt like some of the things you were doing were weird, and I told you that, and you told me shit back. And, I'm not going to be that. I'm sensitive, but I'm not that sensitive. I used to be real sensitive. Now I just look at it as fun. This is all fun to me. I'm just trying to build my audience, and I've been able to do that, whether people believe it or not. The good thing is, Lee, the 5 or so rejects that say I bought subs, you know what that is? That's I can't do it, so I'm going to just make it up and say that he did that, even though there's no proof. There's no proof whatsoever. And I will continue to say, if you can prove I bought subs, I will give you $5,000 cash right now. No questions asked. Bring me legitimate information to that. You can't do it. I worked hard. I went out and got content people liked, and people subscribed. It's pretty interesting, pretty easy.
Yep. And I'll guarantee you they don't like when you and I are together, That's a
Listen,
given.
Lee, I respect what you do. Some of the things that you do, I don't like. I've told you that. And there's some things that I do you probably don't like. But I have I have the respect for someone that can go out and get paid to do this.
Donnie Ragu, thank you. I appreciate that. And we have 237 people during the afternoon, people, during the afternoon. So thank you very much. Let me ask you, Jeff, here's what bothers me. I did 2 content shows they did okay numbers on Monday and Tuesday. And then when I don't do no content number, you get more views. So do you think if you ignore that and just keep going with the content, eventually that will change?
Oh yeah, because the small amount of people that care about drama, it's only so small, right? And to be fair, like the other group, the people that actually like, if you go onto my show, like there'll be a lot of people you've never seen before because they either come from my podcast or they come from different angles. No, the people that don't watch this shit, there's way more than them than the people that do watch this stuff.
Sonny Money's back, people. Let's prop him up, okay? Would you ever want to debate Sonny Money?
Would I want to debate him? I don't know him too well, but he's always been okay to me. I mean, I haven't talked to him very much, but he seemed okay to me. I think he's a young kid that's just trying to have a good time.
I do. Okay, Bill Jordan says this. You want to reply to it?
Well, it's your prerogative, Bill. Maybe someday
Exactly.
I'll win you. I mean,
a lot of people don't like me, and that's just the way it is. Nobody's going to be always liked, but I hear many, many more positive things about Jeff Nadu than I do hear negative things. When I started, it was different, but that has all changed. You have totally, in the last year, it's been about a year already, believe it or not. In the last year, I've literally seen you went from here to here, like overnight.
Because Lee, at the end of the day, the cream rises to the top. Like, it's just that simple. So listen, Lee, I told you, when you hear what I'm doing and when it's all on paper and the pens to paper, you are going to say to yourself, wow, I can't believe that. I wouldn't gas you up. I promise.
Lee, you are lashing out. No, I never said nothing negative about Tom and Vinny except one thing. Stop forgiving Tom, because he's done this to us over and over, and I'm not going to change that. If they forgive him, that's up to them. But if they forgive them, I will not go on that show that Tom's on. I just won't. I like this guy. Lee and Jeff have the best shows there. They get attacked by the wannabes. I appreciate that. I'm going to be honest with you, people. I don't put my show at the same level as Jeff's because it's 2 different shows. You're talking Jeff he's like a teacher. Me, I'm like a student. That's where I would, I will never claim I know a lot about the mob. I'm lucky. I have a guy that does my blogs for me, and I learned so much from him by reading the blogs. But I read other people's stuff too, and I always look at Jeff's stuff. So it's up to. I'm never going to claim I'm something I'm not. I'm not going to ever say I'm a mob expert.
There's room for everybody. And Lee, you do topics that you know a little bit about, you like, and there's room for that. There's room for someone to interview people. There's room for people to do this kind of stuff. There's room for everybody.
I like this. Joe has a way with words. Raleigh, you don't know shit. Raleigh, don't fuck with Joe. Come on. He'll do a whole don't have Joe going after you tonight, Raleigh. But Joe told me you might be in the chat.
You know what I like when Joe says? I like when Joe goes, "You don't know shit, homeboy." I like when he says that. Funny.
Yeah, so did you see last night how many people were in that show?
I did. That's pretty impressive.
That was unbelievable. They just came piling in. And I seen you seen FBS go, what the hell's going on over there? Where are they all coming from? But I'm sure he's going to say that it was rigged. Nobody can do anything on their own.
People that can't do it themselves. Everyone's always got excuses. There's a bunch of nonsense being thrown around, but as usual, there's no facts. It's just my opinion. Your opinion's not facts. Okay, Lee. You know what a fact is? I'm going to tell you one right now. A fact is that generally the sky is blue, right? That's a fact. We can see it. There's proof of it. It's like Lee, he wears glasses. That's a fact. Jeff has white walls. That's a fact. Jeff has a black shirt on. That's fact. Fact is not, I think this and I don't really have any info to back it up, but you know what that is, Lee? I'm going to tell you what that is. Saying shit like that, you know what it is? In legal terms, slander and defamation. When you make shit up to affect someone's business, that's slander and defamation.
And you get it all the time here, all the time.
No, listen, Lee. If somebody makes fun of the way I look, that's fine. I can't prevent that. But when I have a business, my job is to make content, and you go out of your way to say things that are not true about me, then we have a problem. Now, I'm not the type to do that. Maybe I am. But sometimes you got to get through to people.
Lee, in your opinion, Tom L., I'm not answering this question. The best thing for you guys to do is to ask Tom, because one thing I'm going to do is not accuse people of that, because I could very easily be wrong. Okay, porn. Jeff is doing porn. Ever since you mentioned your penis.
Now, I will say this. Oh,
here we go.
I would do it if they were asked. They asked me.
You know, you're not going to. Now, tomorrow, they're going to do a video on you saying
Let's just say if you got a hold of this little thing right here, you'd have a treasure trove of content.
Okay, so we're going to play a game, people. Get Jeff's phone. Okay.
It's encrypted. You'll never get to it, I promise.
Grant, I never said anything perverted to a female on here or about a female. I have mentioned people's kids. I don't like rats and doxers. And I don't make up lies to have people canceled. Grant, that's a very good question, because I don't think that you would talk about the Smith's deceased child. If you want to drop something on that in here, you're more than welcome. But that was a big topic of a show the other day. So what's the story on that? I just let us know. I'd really like to know if you want to. Otherwise, you don't have to answer it.
Hey, put Harvester of Sorrows comment up, Lee. It's it just came in.
Oh, just came in? I'm not even near there. What did it say?
It says, Jeff, I got the hookup in the porn business. You want a job for real?
Hey, Jeff Nadu did a boxing match. Next, he's going to be the next Ron Jeremy.
You think people hate me now? Wait till I do that.
Okay. Jeff Nadu, if a war breaks out in Kosovo between the Serbs and Albanians, will you go and fight?
If I could make it into Kosovo, yes, I would fight. Those are my people. Of course I would. Listen, Lee, can I say one thing about our current state of our world?
Of course.
The people of Ukraine are incredibly powerful. Look at what they're doing. They're determined. They will die for their life, their way of life. It's incredible. And I'm saddened to think that, Lee, if that ever came to this country, we would have a lot of people that wouldn't have the balls to do that. They would run.
I'll tell you what, Jeff. If these guys tried to attack LA, you know what would happen to them? They would have a shitload of gangbangers coming down on their ass.
Yeah, well, and that's the good thing. Most people are, determined enough to protect themselves. But yes, I would go fight, of course. If
I can guarantee you one thing, Jeff. Nobody will invade Texas.
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
There's certain states in this country that will not be invaded. And Texas and Oklahoma are two of those states. I can guarantee you that.
Hey, let me tell you something, Lee. You think I'd go up to Wyoming, Montana, act stupid? No. Come on. South Dakota, Idaho? No, I'm good.
The worst, I've done a lot of crimes in my life, unfortunately, when I was young. A lot of them were in New York. And let me tell you something. When I fucked around in small town USA in Colorado is when I got fucked. And that was guys wearing cowboy hats when the cops were pulling you in. And it's like, and they got pissed. And they even said, we don't like you out-of-towners coming here and fucking in our town.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew I was in trouble. A matter of fact, Deanna said to me, you came into the vortex,
Right.
So now are you going to get out of the vortex?
Hey,
You
Lee,
know,
when I
so
was going to that fight, I drove through West Virginia.
oh yeah.
Let me tell you something. Those back road towns, man, those backwood country folk. Yeah, I'm not going in there acting stupid. They'll blow your head off and leave you out in the fucking woods.
It's like around here. You know, this town I live in is so safe because
Yeah.
we have the state troopers barracks, we have the police barracks, we have the Texas Rangers barracks, all on the same strip here.
But you
So,
also have every human being that lives in there, they have 6,000 guns.
and
So,
everybody and the cops here all live in this town on different blocks. Every block here has a cop car on it. Every block. Because
you
at
have a stand
nighttime,
your ground law there, right?
huh?
You have a stand your ground law there? Like
No, we could
where,
shoot. No, we can say we do after we don't. It's
yeah,
Texas,
you do what you got to do. I got you.
Yeah, you do. But listen, you can't kill somebody for over something stupid.
No, but if
But
someone comes at you, you can, defend
you're
yourself.
never if you go in anybody's house, you're not going to be leaving.
Oh, for sure.
You're not going to be, and God knows what happens here. Nobody knows. You know, I mean, these guys go out in the back and sit on the porch and shoot coyotes. They drink their beer, they put down their cigarettes, and the farmers and the ranchers, and they sit up there. They got scopes on their rifles, and they look for coyotes. And the next thing you know, you'll see a pickup truck driving down the street with 10 coyotes in the back, and he's going, and they're taking those coyotes to be labeled.
See, Lee, most of the world's like that though, because like where I'm from in Albania, I'm from the north, up in the mountains. I mean, you have kids that are little children, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They know how to handle guns. They'll shoot you. They know how to, the world is a tough place, and most people have toughness to them. Now, we see these fucking liberal idiots that act like assholes, but for the most part, the world's a tough place wherever you go.
You just fooled the shit out of me. You called somebody a liberal.
Listen, Lee, let me tell you something. I believe in Democratic values. I believe in Republican values, but some of these fucking people are psychopaths. Some of these dickheads you see out there on these Twitter accounts and stuff, they're psychos.
Lee, are you going to be working for ARP? No, actually, they're mad at me because I got my ARP card and I didn't make my payment, and they keep hounding me, and they keep driving the price down, saying that they'll give me my $19.99 a month for $1.99 a month. No, I will not apply to ARP. ARP is in the pocket of the left wingers. It's the truth, So I don't.
I heard through the
tries to tell
grapevine
people
you're going to have that duck show up soon. You haven't been paying your StreamYard bill.
my stream. No, yeah. It's funny that you said that because don't you have the duck?
No, of course not. I pay for the year, bro.
Yeah. So, but it is funny though when you're watching the show and you see the duck up, it kind of makes you look at that person differently. Would you say
Yeah,
that?
it's almost like people that have Android phones, Lee, like you. I look at them differently than people that have iPhones.
I hate iPhone. I tried it.
Fair.
I tried it. It's like the same with the computers. I'm just an Android guy, and probably Apple is better. I know what I like about Apple is that their security is better.
Yeah, it's all about
Android.
your preference,
Darren, in the audition process, let's see the casting couch comes in with all big conglomerates that is interested to create the narrative. Darren, I don't know what you're talking about there, but it sounds interesting. Lee Cole, you can't please everyone. Jeff Nadu, I used to dislike, but I've come full circle. I like you more than 90% of the guys around here. I agree with you. That's what happened with Jeff.
Thank you, Ramon.
That's what happened.
By the way, some guy says, Jeff, why do you hate me? You called me hating because I'm a member of We Push Back. I don't even know you, I don't think. I don't have any issue with those folks. I wish them the best. I don't hate anybody on here. I don't like people on here, but I don't hate anybody.
You don't hear us attacking Dominic like some other channels.
I'll tell you what about Dominic. Let me say something about him very quick. I did a video on his father. He was a very nice guy. Dom, I respect. Listen, Lee, we have to remember that's his father. Okay, the guy that raised him, the guy that
and he's innocent.
Yeah, I mean, I would do the same thing for my own father. So, look, do I agree with these informants? I do not agree with them. But we have to realize we're in different positions than Dom Korea is. If I were him, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah, especially, someone made a good point to me because I was on the fence about it, but they said, look, if somebody's innocent, and they're in prison, even if they did other bad things, there's, that can happen to anybody at that point.
Well,
If he didn't do it, he doesn't belong there.
I wanted to tell your listeners, and I don't know if they care that much about what I'm about to say, but I would urge people to go read it. Gangland News, Jerry Capisci's website, put a really good article out about people in prison in the mob and how the government is obsessive and they'll almost throw evidence out so they keep them in jail. Go read that stuff. There are a lot of people that are in jail that really shouldn't be. There's no evidence. In Korea, let's hope he gets a new trial because I think he deserves one.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm going to read something to you. I'm going to see if you know about it. Two 28-year-old men, this just happened. Two 28-year-old men, Peter Tuccio and Jonathan Guarino, each pleaded guilty to taking part in the arson of a car of a businessman who owed money to the Gambino family loan shark in December of 2015. Neither men flipped. This is Capisci's article. This week, they got markedly different sentences from the same judge. Tuccio got 10 years behind bars. Guarino got 5 years probation, and they both got the same charge. I don't know if you heard about that.
I can tell you why one got one sentence and one got another. I think if you're aware, a certain individual is hanging out with certain people, and
one guy never had a record, and the other guy had a massive record.
Look, Tuccio has a big concern on his hands because he's going to do 8 in the feds. From what I understand, he's got a lot of people that don't like him. But yeah, it's being in that life does not pay anymore, Lee. It just doesn't. And you feel bad for him, but that's the life he chose.
Subscribe at Danny's Stories. That's a new one, MB. I never heard of that one. This is Danny's Stories. Hey, Danny. I haven't seen you here before, but welcome. I like when Joe says, take a freaking walk.
Take a fucking walk. Oh, sorry, Lee.
Raleigh, don't force Bay 8th and Vinny to choose between you and Tom. Nobody's forcing anybody. Everybody's big boys and they can do what they want. That's it.
Hey, Butchie Bifocals, take it easy.
What did he say?
Butchie Bifocals was a member of the Buffalo crime family, I believe. Butchie. He's just funny.
The turd bird, that's good if you're out of control like that. Well, here, FBS family and others don't deserve to be attacked. But nobody's family should be attacked. Nobody has the right to pry into people's business. If you're going to attack people, attack us head on. That's just low life stuff. We know there's a couple guys here that are doing that on a regular basis. They're cowards and they're punks. And we know who they are. But that's the big thing. That's what they do. They tear apart people's lives. Okay, let's see. I'm going to be closing down shortly. Do you want anything to say before?
Lee, I was going to jump off at 4 anyway. Listen, thanks for having me on. Good chatting with you once in a while. We just talked about random shit today. How about that? Pretty fun.
Well, you're welcome on anytime. I appreciate you coming on because you kind of helped my nerves today. You kind of brought me down. I do appreciate it. I'll end my show in a good way.
Lee, remember, okay? You say in your own head, you live a life you like and enjoy. That's all that matters, man. Don't let these people that don't know you, never met you. Come on.
Well, according to everybody, I'm a drug, that's what I was describing before. If they came and met me, they would be like, wait a minute, or probably same with you. Lee, you live with your mother. You live in your mother's basement, Jeff.
Listen, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave this open to everybody. Okay. Come knock on my door and I'll give you a tour of my house. How about that?
You just made the biggest mistake of your life.
I mean, what? So you don't think if people want to find me, they can't find me?
Oh, a lot of these people in here can. Listen, it's funny, Jeff.
I don't hurt nobody. I don't talk about nobody. I don't mention nobody's names. I don't bring up nobody. So there's no reason to hate me.
Lee, why are you living with cops? What do you?
Yeah, why are you, Lee?
Here's the thing people have to understand. I don't like cops. I don't call cops. When I get pulled over, I still shit a brick. I don't like cops. That's it. I respect what they do for a living, but I don't like to be around them. They make me nervous. It's just something I don't do. That's all bullshit, people. That's what they do. They like to put that story out there. Dylan, thank you for asking. Yes, scumbag. No, I'm sorry. Okay, my man. Jeff, you take care.
Okay, Lee. Cheers, man.
Okay, people. So that was Jeff here. And we've had to, we had over 200 people, well over 200 for an hour and a half. Thank you guys so much for coming back, showing your support. And whoever donated today, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. You guys know I don't ask you for it, but every little bit helps. I'm not going to lie to you. So thank you very much. Anything else? Let's see. I'll take a couple more, then I'm going to jump out of here because I want to get here toward the end so everybody doesn't feel like I missed them. MB, once again, thank you. And MB does a lot for me. She really calms me down when I'm really fucking like acting a little psychotic. She'll say, Dad, shut up, Dad. Think. That's what she does. Okay. Let's see. Perpetual motion. We'll get one from you. What's brown and has 3 legs? Jeff's bar stool. You fucking people, man. Albanians are liars. The American right and left are both extremes of Euro politics. Your left wing is just, you know what, Albanians, I can't say you're wrong. Both parties are disgraceful in this country. Both parties. It's not one party. I mean, they're just evil. They don't give a shit about us. I mean, look what's going to happen to our gas prices. Do you know, here's something that you don't hear. Russia we get a lot of our fertilizer from Russia, our farmers and stuff. Those prices are going to go way up because of this embargo that we're all the stuff that we're doing toward Russia right now. People, tell me this ain't planned, because what's going to happen when these fertilizer prices go up? The cost of food's going to go up from the farms and the ranches, and that's going to make the price of fuel go up dramatically. We might be paying $10 for a gallon of gas in a year from now. So any of you people that walked into the voting booth and flicked a switch for this feeble old man and those group of people around him, don't be bitching when you're paying $10 a gallon for gas. This ain't a political statement. This is truth. This is what you did to yourself. Literally. And for you people that think that Putin would have attacked the Ukraine if Trump was in office, you're insane. Never would have happened. Never would have happened. Do you know yesterday we sent cargo planes into Ukraine airspace, and the cargo planes were protected by 35 fighter jets, and the Russians seen them. What do you think the Russians did? They took off because they know what would happen if they got into fight in the air with our pilots. They would get blown out of the sky and destroyed. There's no Air Force that can even compete with our pilots. Even if they have better planes, the pilots in this country have better training. And that's the difference between our country and, let's say, Russia and China. And people just don't get that. We're not talking fighting in a desert. We're talking about fighting up in the air or on sea. If we're fighting in the air, the United States doesn't lose battles in the air. The United States doesn't lose battle at sea. Going to the desert, going to a jungle, that's a whole different story. The Russians would never mess with the United States military. Those cargo planes all dumped all their supplies in with tons of weapons yesterday. All these weapons were dropped to the people in the street that are fighting. All these weapons were dropped into the Ukraine yesterday. And the Russians seen it. And they just think about it. They were scared to even go near the American planes. It was like they were saying, okay, here we are. There's 35 of us. And those 35 planes would take down every one of those Russian planes. and they knew it. Let's not forget that. Well, with that, people, you all have a nice one. Thank you so much for being here, and enjoy whatever shows you may watch today. I'll be on tomorrow live with some. I'll actually be doing some content tomorrow. I said what I had to say to get everything off my chest today. I'm not going to talk about it no more. Everybody take care. Thank you for being here.